This is a type of helicopter rotor called a teetering rotor. The distinguishing feature of this rotor is that blade flapping is equal and opposite. When one blade flaps up, the other blade must flap down an equal amount. If we contrast this to a fully articulated rotor, we see the teetering hub has a single common flapping hinge, whereas the fully articulated rotor uses a separate offset flapping hinge for each blade. In the fully articulated rotor, flapping hinge offset causes the blade's center of mass to move inward when the blade flaps. This motion creates a Coriolis force that introduces the need for an additional degree of freedom in fully articulated rotors. The lead-lag degree of freedom compensates for this Coriolis force by allowing the blade to momentarily accelerate or decelerate in responses to changes in angular momentum. In teetering rotors, the flapping hinge is located at the center of rotation, and because of this, the blade's center of mass stays roughly the same distance from the center of rotation during flapping. This eliminates the Coriolis force and the need for a lead-lag hinge in teetering rotors, making these rotors stiff in plane. You may have noticed the blades are underneath the teetering hinge, and this is called an underslung rotor. Earlier I said the blade's center of mass stays roughly the same distance from the center of rotation during blade flapping, and I use the word roughly because that distance only remains fixed if the center of mass stays in the rotor's plane of rotation during flapping. And because the blades cone upwards during flight, underslinging the blades below the teetering hinge allows coning to pull the center of mass in line with the rotor plane of rotation. The animated model on the screen is a Robinson R-44 helicopter, which uses a teetering, underslung, and stiff-in-plane rotor. This rotor type is used on many other helicopters, however, there are a few nuances unique to the Robinson design. I'll cover these in detail in future videos, but briefly, Robinson uses mechanical coning hinges, and these are often mistaken for flapping hinges, but they have a different purpose. And because of these coning hinges, Robinsons are also equipped with droop stops to prevent the rotors from excessive downward droop during rotor shutdown. And finally, Robinson rotor controls are not in line with the flapping axis of the rotor hub. This means the main rotor has pitch flap coupling, and this will be more evident in a future video when I include and animate the rotor controls. This is the second in a planned series of videos on the Robinson helicopter. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them in future videos.